Hey everybody, it's Thomas. Let's talk about Blood Bowl League of Blood Bowl. You get quiet, Thomas, tonight because I am tired. And this game that ended the week happened a little late. I don't want to get the video done. So, you get Rumbly Thomas. What's going on with my team? Many good things, actually. This week went pretty well in terms of team development. I got 3 level ups, one of which was incredibly good. We can get through that in a little bit here. DeMalt's got a pass here up to 12 SPP. I really need to get this piece to level 3. I really need to get Amber the World to level 4 so she can get Strip Ball, because Strip Ball on this piece would have made my life so much easier this game, or this week. Just infinitely easier. One more Stein got a touchdown, I think. Yep, 2 touchdowns and one more Stein, which is pretty good. What this means is that pretty close to level 3, which probably needs to happen sooner rather than later. This is kind of the problem I'm running into, is I need level 3 on almost all of my pieces now. But not that hard, actually. Now it's just 2 more touchdowns away, so it's pretty achievable. We'll see how that goes. Harder, better, faster, longer leveled up. Head dodge, I give it block. And my thinking is this. I want to have 2 catchers with wrestle and 2 catchers with block. One more Stein is going to get block, assuming it never gets there. Aerodynamic, I gave wrestle to. Aerodynamic leveled up as well. And I thought about giving this piece just dodge. But a number of people have tackle kind of everywhere now. And I need some more hidden skills. And more wrestle would have made me feel a lot better. So, more wrestle. Digital Ale Love, I will also get wrestle on probably first as well. But this is mostly to have just another fast catcher on the bench. This is my new player, by the way, Digital Ale Love, completing our quadrilogy, I think is the word I'm looking for, of one more time, harder, better, faster, stronger, aerodynamic, and digital love. But yeah, so these 2 are going to get block, these 2 are going to get wrestle. We're just going to go from there. And blodge is pretty good. It's nice to have a blodge catcher that I can just stick in the backfield and feel pretty safe about. If this piece levels up again, probably get sidestep, because that's what's going to happen. Trappist Logic got in another throw, so pretty good, 9 passes. California Steam Machine did a good job of taking punches, basically. Didn't do a lot more. I think... Which one is this one? Yeah, I think I hit a couple times once with this piece. I mean, it's just nice to have the thrower. Crescent Dunkel leveled up as well. Ate the MVP and got doubles, so I got a guard piece finally, which is a huge deal. It's a little annoying to have it on a low maneuverability piece, but having guard is going to make my life about 1,000 times easier. If he levels up, he'll probably get block, maybe dodge. We'll see. Dodge is what I'm leaning towards, but again, while I'll tackle, maybe not a good idea. Any other changes? No, I think that's it. Resolution leveled up the week before. Something to stout us leveled up a while ago, I think. I've got a Miss Next Game on Amber the World here and Indo Pilsner Club, which is a little unfortunate. And then Porter Heroes ate a minus MA, which annoying, but not the end of the world. So yeah, my team is essentially complete at this point. I've got 13 players, which is more than enough, although I'm working with 10 for next week. I really debated on whether I should hire Digital Ale Love or if I should wait and see if a loner ate my MVP, but I'd rather have the catcher getting SPP and another 8 MA piece just to make my life easier. Let's see here. Other than that, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces within MVP range of leveling up. So, piece that'll be active next week, just 1, 2. So we'll see. Digital Ale Love will for sure get at least 1 SPP on. But ideally, my dream for next week is I'd like to get these 3 pieces that level up. We'll see. Ideally 4, honestly, but 3 is really pushing it already. 2 seems pretty doable, honestly, but that's in the future. But yeah, team is otherwise complete. Now I can kind of bank money to replace things that get hurt. And my team value is now crazy too. Yeah, just it's gonna be really big. So I'm at 1680 when everyone comes back. Let's take a look at the game. I rambled for almost 5 minutes about my stupid team. I ended up winning. I was really surprised. I pulled a 2-1 against Chris. basically, I think there's two main themes that influence this game. Chris got a little greedy, and Chris's dice, in terms of injuring me, were not quite there. He definitely broke my armor a lot. I ate a lot of stuns. As you can see, I did get KO'd and hurt, but he didn't hurt me as much as he needed to. And yeah, first half, he managed to get it in at like turn 8. First half wasn't that great for me. I think if I'd been a little, there was a one moment where if I'd been a little luckier, I could have gotten a touchdown in and prevented him from scoring first half, but dice were not my favor. Second half, managed to score quick, and then managed to get the ball away when he was greedy and get a touchdown in from there. Sad news though, Gaslow 2 died. Wasn't even something dramatic. He failed his first GFI and just double deaded, which is unfortunate. This is not the only death we had this week. We will get into that a little bit. 50k is my walking away money, which is okay. Pushed in a little bit by buying this catcher because I need to get at least 40 to replace a blitzer that gets I don't know what I was trying to say. Beat up, basically. Let's take a look at Chris's team. No level ups for Chris. Walked away with 70k, so pretty good for losing. Rolling a 6 is not that bad. Lost a fan factor though, yeah, big hole where Gaslow 2 used to be. I'm not sure if he's going to rehire him or not. He's down to 11 pieces, so it might be worth considering. Might also be worthwhile picking up that second thrower now, especially because his other throwers got block and tackle. I mean, another one wouldn't hurt. Oh, we didn't do SPP totals. Let's quick do that, because I forgot. I walk away with a total of 3, 9, 14. Pretty good. Chris walking away with 2. Yeah, Chris threw pretty well, which is pretty great. 2, 4, 6, 11, 14. So 14 for both of us. But overall, only net of 6 for Chris because he lost a pretty high-leveled goblin. It was less than that. I have to check the stats to be sure, but definitely a net loss, or a much smaller net gain in terms of overall SPP growth. But yeah, unfortunately Blackhand couldn't do it. Rend didn't get anything again. I think Garrosh got the MVP. That sounds right in my brain. Maybe it was Gomash. I don't remember. Either way. I mean, this team is still scary, but it's seeming slightly less intimidating to me now. I think Chris will probably be a little less greedy next time he plays against me or when he plays against Jessup. I think he's starting to see some of the speed limitations on the Orc team, but this team is very scary. And honestly, if he had hurt me at all more, it would have been much, much worse for me. But yeah, I got lucky in terms of that, in terms of the not getting hurt part. Other matches of the week. This is the last matchup that happened. I don't have a lot of data on what happened here. Ended up being a tie. From what Orville told me, Zach got pretty lucky overall, which is something had to change for him, I guess, eventually. 60k for Zach this week, which is good. He's had a good number of weeks past a little bit, so that's good for him. But got some hurt in there, which is what this Norse team needs to do to be successful. So 3 casualties, touchdown, MVP. Yeah, that's good and happy. 14 SPP for him is probably the most I think he's gotten, I want to say, all season. It feels like it, for sure. Yeah, no, got a friend right here. Let's see, 8, 11, 60. Okay, so barely more this week against Greydek here. But yeah. Took only minimal damage. Good deal. Yeah, it looks like Orville was a little less successful, only getting 9 SPP total. And a lot of casualties sustained, a lot of KO sustained. I mean, those are all from hits, so Orville was successful in his war against the ground this week. Yeah, 2 level ups for Zach, pretty good. He finally replaced Lollipop got a patches, that's cool. But he finally replaced this werewolf, which thank God for that. With another 100, I think he could afford to buy runner number 2, which is what I would look to do. Still very close to leveling up on a lot of these pieces, so that's good. In terms of what to get in these pieces, I think tackle is probably your best bet. Tackle or fend. Could argue to get a dirty player as well, but considering how few players he has, I think tackle is probably his tackle or fend are probably his better choices. Obviously, if you roll doubles, you want to get guard because guard makes these linemen incredible. Let's see here. That's a bad noise. Orville's team. Let's take a look at Orville's team. Orville rolling low. God, Orville's luck is not good. The money. 30k. No level ups. It looks like Ogre missed next game, which is a little unfortunate. I still think Orville needs to buy more catchers. I mean, hopefully Snake Eyes and Ramrod can level up. Hopefully Roy Fokker can level up and get Mighty Blow. I mean, this team needs to start getting stuff a lot faster. I'm guessing his MVP went somewhere dumb too, but yeah, I don't know. I think he just needs. I mean, ooh, Muffin's actually one SPP away from leveling up. That's good. Quick little farming pass will definitely get him level 4, which would be good. Then he can get block, which would definitely be good considering this piece is good at receiving now with all these skills. Yeah, Ice Cream actually 1 touchdown away from leveling up too. So I mean, these catchers are getting places, so I would definitely hire more. Blitzers need to be the target of SPP growth though, but just another catcher or 2. Probably just 1, but you could, I mean 2 is what you want, but you could definitely get away with just 1 for now. Would be good. Yeah, I mean Orville's team's doing fine. Missing the Ogre is going to hurt next week, but it's not the end of the world, but we'll talk about that when we look at the game. Other match of the week, we've got Mark versus Greyduck. This is almost a 1-0, but then let me talk about the game here. Mark had a pretty okay first half. Things went fine-ish for him. Didn't go great, but didn't go bad. Second half, things definitely didn't go as well, and I think part of this is Mark focused too hard on trying to pin down Witch Elves, which are very hard to do with jump up, dodge, and 4 agility. They're just hard to control or hard to contain. I think he could have played a little more aggressive on the ball than he did, but still. Part of the problem too is he hit the Witch Elves a lot, he stepped on the Witch Elves a lot, but wasn't able to get anything out of it, so that's kind of part of the problem. But yeah, basically Greyduck farmed up a lot, managed to get the pass it needed, and went from there. 8-4 casualties, 2 from the ground. Again, Mark couldn't quite get the crosses he needed to. It's just kind of been a problem Mark's had this season of just not being able to get injuries as much as he would like. So 1-1 tie, 50k for Mark. Not as high as he normally rolls, but not too bad either. Walking away with a total of 12 SPP. Greyduck walking away with a pretty good amount too, 13 5 passes. Ends up pretty quickly. No level ups though, not too surprising considering how many level 3 pieces Mark has. Nothing on Oscar, which is very, very unfortunate. Is that true? No, this school leveled up. I don't think this school had wrestle before. Having wrestle now is definitely good. Looks like a zombie ate another MVP. Yeah, I mean, Oberto needs to level up. Oscar needs to get some SVP. I mean, Mark's kind of in a dangerous spot where he can start to fall behind. Necro is a cool in-between sort of team. It doesn't really hit that hard. It doesn't really move the ball that efficiently compared to like an elf team, but it does do all those things pretty well. So, I don't know. I feel like he just needs a little bit more overall. He just had a couple of great weeks. He had a good start, but a number of unfortunate deaths and missed next game injuries have kind of slowed him down a little bit. But we'll see. I mean, this team definitely has potential to do well. Mark is a very good coach, so we will see. Let's take a look at Greyduck's team. Walking away with 50k, so not that bad for her. Got another doubles on this blitzer, so that's 2 blitzers with guard. That's very, very good. I don't remember if this piece had leveled up before or not, but now is strip ball, which is good. Block, tackle, strip ball. You're gonna hit a lot of things, which is cool. Let's see. Missed next game on kick piece. That's a little unfortunate. This wrestle piece is back. Unfortunately, that has -1 agility, but it can just hang out on the line. It'd be annoying. The assassin got KO'd right away and wasn't able to do a lot, which is good for Mark, but is what it is for Greyduck. And looks like we have a level up here on this witch elf. I would probably get block. You already have a Wrestle Witch Elf, which is probably more than you need. Not more than you, but it's probably good enough. I would say getting block is fine here. I mean, Wrestle Jump Up is a good combination. I mean, I could see good arguments for getting Wrestle on the Witch Elf again, but I think you want at least one of them to be able to stand up when they get hit. From what she was saying, she's considering hiring another assassin, which I think is fine. She's kind of running out of linemen because they keep getting killed or injured in a horrible way. But yeah, we'll see. Team's looking great. It could definitely look better. Blitzers need more SVP. Could also hire another runner. That'd be another thing I wouldn't hate, but assassins are definitely more fun, so consider it as you will. But yeah, I mean, it's a Dark Elf team. It's always going to be potentially very, very good. Witch Elves are insanely good pieces, so there's always them. What else we got? We've got Jessup versus Andrew. This was a weird game. Pretty early on, Jessup's Frenzy War Dancer frenzied after a Rotter and ate a Red Skull when he was out of rerolls, and then rolled double dead with the Apothecary. This is unfortunate and very not good. On the flip side, Andrew's Nurgle Warrior rolled a both down and killed himself. He minus Strength Alignment, which is basically dead, so he got a kill for a kill, but it's not really a great trade. Andrew's having a not great time this season, which is unfortunate. I mean, this game went okay. 2 casualties, MVP means 9, but it's definitely less than he needs, especially at this point. Just much lower than he normally rolls, though. 1 casualty, 1 pass, 1 touchdown MVP, it's 11. It's definitely lower than he normally gets, but I think Andrew, playing against Nurgle means you can't quite farm around as much as you would like to. I think Andrew played pretty well for the most part. I think he had some unfortunate pickup luck, essentially. Things didn't quite work out when he wanted to. Maybe could have managed the beasts better. There's a couple of big small things I think that didn't go great, but overall I think he did okay. Taking a look at the team. So Momomo has been hired as replacement. He did get a level up on this War Dancer and got Frenzy, which, I mean, Frenzy War Dancers are really good, but this needs to have Strip Ball. A Strip Ball War Dancer just solves so many problems. No other level ups at all, I think. This is something I really, really don't like. So he rehired another lineman. Why? You have so many of them, and this piece gives you nothing, and it's not like you're going to be short players. If he just waited until next week, he would have had the 90 for a catcher or another thrower. I mean, buying the catcher seems like the logical choice to me. I just don't think this is good, efficient use of your money. I mean, linemen are not that good. They're okay, but these linemen are not very good. It's certainly not catcher good. So, I don't know. I think this is just a waste of 70k at this point. You shouldn't be hiring more linemen when you have this many. I mean, like, I could see an argument for... Stinger's after my microphone. I could see an argument for Greyduck or me hiring more linemen, but not Wood Elf linemen. They're just not very great, especially compared to the other pieces on this team. It's just not. It's not good. Let's take a look at Andrew. Mostly want to see if he kept Momo as a Rotter. Survey says he did not. That's unfortunate. I don't think he got any level ups. He might have. I want to say he did, because I'm pretty sure a Rotter ate his MVP again, but it might have been on this piece. I'm not sure. Either way, he did hire a new Pestier, which is good. He's up to 3, but he's a long ways off from his 4th Warrior. I mean, this team is progressing. It's just not progressing in great ways. Like, all of his level ups are, for the most part, on Rotters, which is just obnoxious. Nurgle Warriors with no SVP at this point is really bad. I don't know what he can do about it. He needs to get a lot luckier, I guess, is all I can say. I mean, this Pestiger is 4 SPP, which is good. I mean, Pestigers are certainly the stars of this team, but you need the Nurgle Warriors to do stuff. So that's just unfortunate. I mean, once they get blocked, they'll be great, but they just haven't had that, and it's at week 11 at this point. He's just not having a good time. with that, I guess. I mean, let's take a quick look here at statistics. You guys can't see this, but trust me when I say they're there. I mean, Andrew's sitting at 76 SPP. Compare that to like Chris, for example, who's got 167. Jessup, who's now down to 149. I've got 135. Even Greyduk, who's kind of lower level-ish, is 117. I mean, it's just a really bad place to be. I mean, Zach actually has more SVP now at this point, which is not... It's not a good place to be for Andrew. So he's struggling. I mean, I think that his team still has room to grow, and he could definitely turn it around still, but it's definitely in a very precarious situation. Let's take a look at rankings here. We can just review where everybody is. So with my win and Jessup's win, Jessup moves to first place, 2 points ahead of Chris. They're both playing each other next week, so this could easily flip around or extend itself. With my win, I move ahead of Greyduk, and we're all very, very clumped together up here. Orville's not that far behind either. He could certainly move up very quickly. If he wins, he's at 14, gets another win in there, he'll be right there with me. So groups are kind of unpredictable at this point. If they stay as is, I'm kind of okay with this. Elf Ball plus Zach, I can live with that. Compared to Murder Town, I would much rather be in Elf group. But we'll see what happens. I mean, especially these top 3 positions, I think could easily switch around. I mean, Mark could easily pull ahead, right, and take first spot back. Like if Chris and Jessup tie, I think Mark would pull it, still get the first seed. Yeah, I mean, all this is very flexible. We only have 3 weeks left, and it's kind of weird to have our groups be so unpredictable. I mean, even Zach and Andrew aren't that far apart, so these two could easily switch spots, which would upset the current group configuration. So, is what it is. Cool. On to next week. What do we got? We've got me versus Zach. Let's see how much money I'm giving him. Assuming normal level ups will be at 1210. If he hires another player, like another runner, he'll be at 1300. I'm at 1360, 1430. So he's getting anywhere between 150. Well, I guess the lowest he could get would be 60. Or no, lowest he can get would be 130. Highest he can get would be 220. I think it's worth to hire the runner at that point. Avoid loners. Still getting a reroll or an apothecary worth of stuff. I think that's definitely worthwhile. This week could be interesting. He's definitely got the low armor value, but my armor value is not that stellar either. We'll see. He's definitely struggled against other elf teams, but I mean, the Yeti could certainly go ham and mess up all my stuff. I'm missing my leap piece here too, so that definitely holds me back a lot of ways. Not having a second blitzer is going to make things a little more difficult. That said, I do kind of have some standing blitzers, so we'll see. The 3 wrestle pieces I have will definitely help. And I have guard now, so that'll help as well. So we'll see. I think I can win this game, but it could definitely be a problem for me. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think considerably at 1430 with my mercenary, I think you could definitely afford to hire the second runner at that point. I think it's a good idea. I can see the argument for saving it, but I think you might as well at that point get to 11 players finally for the first time in, I think, forever with Zach's team. Yeah, he hasn't 11 players since week 3. That's, yeah, that's so hard. Let's take a look at the other ones here. We've got Mark versus Orville. 1490 for Mark. Where are you, Orville? 1320 for Orville, and no loners, so 170. Wizard does good things sometimes. This is tough. Human team is very fast, but so is Mark. The werewolves have the skills they need to hit the catchers. No ogre actually makes this a pretty decent shot for Mark in a lot of ways. The Ogre could normally be potentially a problem, especially with the 4 strength Blitzer, but I think with the Ogre out, Flesh Columns could definitely do some damage. He's definitely got a huge guard advantage, so we'll see. Again, Mark's a very consistent and solid coach too. I'm going to give this to Mark, but I could definitely see this going Orville's way or being a tie. I mean, it's really easy to underestimate the power of human team, but that said, Mark is the other coach that's played humans, so we'll see. It's kind of a question of will Orville's great stats, or stat things, stat bonuses, there we go, help him out. I don't know. I mean, these blitzers are really good, but they're not that good. I mean, this is basically a really low strength team without the Ogre, so I don't know. I still put the advantages to Mark, even with Wizard, but we'll see. I mean, Lightning Bolt, Fireball can do damage. We've got Jessup versus Chris here. Probably what I would say are top 2 teams right now. 1540 for Chris. Jessup walking away with 1680. So right now Chris is getting 140, which is just short of a Wizard, but as we've discussed before, I really don't think Wizards are that effective against Elf players. I mean, so we could afford to hire another Goblin and still get 100. Maybe worth considering. Could just get a Thrower and then get a Babe or something. I'm interested to see how this game goes. I feel like, aside from Nurgle, Jessup really hasn't had a team that outforces him as aggressively as the Orc team will. Hasn't to deal with a ton of guard ever. And Jessup tends to play very, very aggressively with low armor value teams. I mean, it's worked out for him fine in the past, but I don't know. I think some of these less than optimal choices might come and bite him in the back. But we'll see. I mean, the tree is theoretically a problem, but unlike other teams, Chris actually has many easy ways to deal with the tree. So I really have no idea how this game is going to go. I am going to say Chris, just because the 7 armor value across the board can definitely hurt. And as long as Chris plays a little more conservatively than he did against me, he should be okay. I mean, stop eating my microphone. Stop it. As long as he doesn't go too crazy, I think Chris has a really good shot at winning that game. So we'll say Chris. Why not? Other match of the week, we've got Andrew versus Greyduck. Okay. 1290 for Andrew. Getting a lot of stuff from Greyduck at that point. 1430. So why can't I do math? 140. Ugh, that's annoying. So I'm not getting as much as I thought he was. Oh, if this lineman was, I'd be getting more, I guess. I don't know. I'm interested to see, because so Greyduck's not as fast as a normal elf team, and Andrew's actually done pretty well. I mean, as he should against other elf teams. I mean, let's look at this. I mean, beat me by 1, lost me by 2. Against just we did lose, but only 1-0, and it was a pretty close game, honestly. I mean, it makes sense. Nurgle is a very difficult team to deal with when you're an elf player. Your normal sneaky tricks don't really work with all the stink. We'll see. I mean, Greyduck's got a fair amount of guard now, and that definitely helps. And Dark Elves don't really throw the ball as much. I mean, they can, but they don't throw the ball as much as, say, my team or a Wood Elf team will. Assassins could do work too, but probably not that much. It's a tough call. I think Andrew definitely can win this game. I feel pretty good saying it's going to be a tie, though. I think Andrew can win, but there's enough punching power here to get the ball free, or at least protect the ball. And strip ball is really good. So I think, well, honestly, Greyduck probably will win this game. I think Greyduck's a much more consistent coach. Andrew can tilt pretty hard too, and I know he's not enjoying this season very much. So we'll see, but I think that's probably a pretty good one. Let's take a look at the Hall of Fame. Cheese. Our only level 4 player with 32 SPP, most experienced player. Actually, a lot of people that are pretty close. Well, actually, not really. We've got 2 other players, I'd say, within pretty easy shot of hitting level 4, and then everybody else is kind of far back. But still, lots of players in 20s, so that's pretty good. Best score, Cheese with 8 touchdowns. Muffins with 6 touchdowns. Amber the World with 5 touchdowns. Yeah, pretty good. Most variety goes to... got a tie between... Weird, we got a tie between me, Chris, and Greyduck for most overall players. Yeah, I mean, lots of touchdowns this season. I can't remember numbers from last season, but we've got a total of 98 touchdowns scored, which is pretty good. It's been a very offensive-focused season, I think. Lots more 2-0s, too, which is pretty cool. Let's see here. Best throwing Dog. Pulling ahead with 16 tosses, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that's a level 3 player with just throwing. Let's take a look at that piece, actually. Yeah, that's crazy. So the touchdown, the cash leak, that's crazy. That's a lot of throwing, which is cool. I mean, good for Jessup being able to farm it up. Oh, too far. Other throwing Launchpad, pretty much the same boat. Traps Logic, I'm not even close to catching up with that anymore. Let's see here. Grid actually has the most players on here. I mean, Jessup's throwing the most, though. 22 passes. Pretty good. I think he's got the most overall. Yeah, he's got 40. Jesus Christ, he's got 40 passes. That's a lot of SPP. So good for him. Only 2 interceptions. Hopefully we get more, because God, I love interceptions. Most final players still Squatch with 12. It's a lot of hurt. Troll not that far behind, and then other big hitting pieces. Yeah, Chris, far and away their most consistent hitting player. I think he's got the most casualties by a pretty good margin as well. Yeah, okay. Put in perspective, the next closest player has 10 less than him, and Chris has 30, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of pain and suffering being dished up by that team. Best runner, Thrall holding on to that spot with 280, although Parsec catching up with 274. Zach gives that guy the ball and runs him some more. Easily could do that. Yeah, pretty good. Cool. Good to see there's some competition on this. Muffin's actually not that far behind either. Best throwing in terms of distance, Dog, way far ahead. Traps Logic throws pretty far, but not that far. Launchpad Whack with more throws as well. Pretty close in there, so that's pretty cool. I think actually... I'm trying to remember who has the most yards of passing, and I want to say it's still Orville, because he hasn't thrown as much, but he's definitely thrown farther, so that's cool. Actually, there's a lot of throws on here. I'm surprised to see. Well, I mean, he throws pretty far, so that's kind of cool. Survivor doesn't mean anything. Best killer, oh god. So in case you weren't keeping track, we've had 3 skulls this week. We are well ahead of our 1 death a week. We have 17 deaths total this season. So yeah, I mean, sure, we've got, let's see, 8, 12 here. There's 5 more trailing off below that you can't see. We've had so many skulls. I mean, honestly, in terms of overall casualties, I think we're still pretty behind. I think we're not that out of, I don't think we're that inconsistent, shall we say. Whatever. Best receiver, Cheese, all the catching. Muffins, all the catching. Dog, all the catching. These all, oh, nope, Thrall is 4. Hanging on there, but just barely. We'll just see how many other players are close to getting on this table. But that's the only finesse-y team. I mean, human team isn't really a super finesse team, but they kind of are. So whatever. All right, I've rambled for long enough. Let's do a quick recap of my predictions and get the heck out of here. I think that I will win. I think that Mark will win. I think that Chris will win, and I think that Greyduck will win. Not super sure about any of these predictions though. Whatever. Cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you later.